scam going on with Bolt and Yango in Ghana. Let's talk about it. So guys, you've got to be really mindful now when you're in Accra, especially those of you that are coming for Dirty December. Just be mindful when you're booking your rides that you check all the details of the drive.
So today is Black Friday in Ghana, and I am going to share with you one Friday I called a Black Friday in my life. Happened around 2021, and it is related to what this lady was trying to say. So she was basically trying to create awareness about this Bolt, Uber, and Yango rides. Sometimes you can order a ride and the car that you order is not the car that shows up. The driver that you saw on your app is not the one that shows up. And she's right, 100% right. You need to look out for that. But she mentioned a part where she says drivers put hammers, like some tools or weapons in their cars at the front seat to either rob the customers or the passengers. And this is where I want to share with you what happened to me on that Friday I called a Black Friday, so that you would understand that not every driver that has things or tools in their car is there to harm the passenger, but some are just having it there to protect themselves. Because it got to a point I started putting this in my car. I was keeping it at the front seat because of safety reasons, safety purposes. And I'm going to share with you why I started putting this one in my car. Right. So one Friday, which is the Black Friday I'm talking about, I went to work. It wasn't really a good day because I think the previous day I had an issue with my girlfriend, which was a Thursday. So the Friday, I didn't want to stay home idle for the emotions to get to me. So I decided to just go and work, take my mind off the emotions and everything that happened the previous day. So I usually close around 7:30 p.m. Right. So around 7:30 p.m. I go to the Junction Mall. That is what I do. I get to the Junction Mall, buy some juice, and then come home. So I got to the Junction Mall, and when I was just about to close the app, I got a request, and this request was going to Tema Community 25. And mind you, I didn't know Tema Community 25 was far. I've been to Tema Community 1, 2, 3, and 6, and those ones were closer to me. So when I saw the Tema Community, I thought, the communities were close, just like the 1, 2, 3, and 6. So I accepted the ride, and the app was telling me this trip is going to take me about 58 minutes. I'm like, no, I think there's something wrong with the app because Tema is just here. I've been to Tema several times, so I know Tema. I didn't know that 25 was somewhere else. I had no idea, so I was just assuming it was closer, like the 1, 2, 3, and 6. So this guy comes to sit in the car, and mind that was around 7:30 p.m., 7:45 there. So we took off to Tema Community 25. We got there around 8:40 something, close to 9 p.m. So when I was returning, I was like, Charlie, I'm done for the day. But something told me, oh no, just set the destination to your house so that when somebody is heading towards your direction, you can pick up the person to that side and still cash out and still go home. I'm like, why not? I mean, we are here for the money. And so I set the destination, and then I think after like 2 minutes, I got a request, and this guy was going to Ashaiman, and Ashaiman is not too far from me, so I'm like, oh, why not? Let me just. So I went to pick up this guy, and on our way to where he was going, he says we are going to pick up another guy by the roadside because we are going to a hospital. We are heading towards a hospital that he doesn't know there. So it is the guy that is going to direct us. I'm like, boss, why don't we just use Google Map? It will direct us to the hospital. And he was like, oh nah, the guy will direct us. I'm like, okay, fine, cool. And mind, I had not worked around that time before, like 8:30, 9 p.m., 9 something there. I don't work around that time, so I was scared. Honestly, I was scared. And so we went ahead, and then when we were approaching the guy, when I saw that the guy was in Rasta, and the kind of appearance I saw, honestly, we don't have to judge book by their covers, but this one there, I swear, I had to judge him. And my judgment came true. You have to get into that. So this guy walks towards the car, and then I'm like, oh, you can join your guy at the back seat. And he was like, no, he wants to sit in front because he'll be directing us to the place. I was like, okay, but my okay wasn't really okay because I was scared. I was shivering a bit because I've heard stories. And because of that, those stories I've heard, I don't work at around that time. So this guy comes to sit beside me and he started directing, oh, pass here, pass here, pass here, pass here, pass here. I'm like, yo, can't we just use Google Maps so that Google Map would direct? He was like, no, he's going to be my map. So this guy directed me to some place which is a bit dark. When we were approaching the darkness, I saw him putting his hand into his pocket. And then I started like shivering. I was over shivering. I was really scared. Immediately we entered the darkness. This guy brings out a gun from his pocket and it was like, be engine no jofui. It means turn off the engine and run away. Bro, I started crying. I didn't know where the cry came from. The tears came. I started crying and begging because that car was my only property in this life. I started crying. Things were getting heated up and the guy backseat wasn't really doing much because I think he's leaving all the work for the guy sitting next to me. So I was just there. Things were heating up, but we were just, trying to, boss, if it be money safe, I go fit take what the money give back. The car, they beg you. And this guy was just shouting on me. And that guy behind me, all of a sudden, pulls his head to the front. He looked at me and was like, oh, this is going to take a few seconds. I was like, oh, boss. He was like, oh, it be you? I said, yeah, it be me. He said, oh, you be driver? I said, oh, yeah, I be driver. He said, oh, sorry, we don't know. I don't know. I don't ask all that the things if I don't really check I don't watch the person. Oh, this one, sorry. And the guy sitting next to me was like, you know him? I said, oh, Charlie, this guy, they blast girls for TikTok. Girls where then they call boys stingy and things, where then they call boys poor and things. They don't know what boys they go through. This guy, they blast them. So I did like him, I did follow himself. And then the whole thing turned upside down because of the videos I post on my TikTok. Because of how I react to videos on TikTok. And then this guy was like, oh, Charlie, this one here, we make sure I make sorry. I swear I don't know say be you. I don't know say be you. I'm like, oh, it be cool, Charlie. So they got out of my car and then he apologized and he make sorry. So make I go home. Bro, I just turned off my phone, rolled up my glasses, locked my car, straight to my house. When I got home, I went straight to bed. And since that incident, since that day, every time I'm driving, all my glasses are rolled up. Even if my AC doesn't work, I'll still roll up my glasses. Let me sweat in the car. I stopped giving people lifts because of that. Charlie, do you know what that thing did to me? I was traumatized. For a month, I didn't work. I was scared. That day, I shit in my pants. And so, these are some of the reasons why drivers will keep things you would see as weapons in their car. It is not because they want to rob you or something. They are trying to protect themselves from things like this. And so, since then, I just got this thing and it's been in my car ever since. At least, if something happens, I'll be able to defend myself small with this. You get it? So, if you are coming to Ghana, come to Ghana. Ghana is going to be fun this December. Like, Ghana is going to pop this December. Come to Ghana. But just, when you're ordering a ride, just make sure you check the number plate. Make sure the number matches the number on your app. Look at the person's face. Make sure the driver that shows up is the same as the one you see on the app. Look at the car color. Make sure it matches the car that shows up. And if you sit in the car too, just be careful. Be careful. I mean, you can't judge a book by its cover. Some drivers may show up innocent, but maybe it be themselves will be them, they be bad. So just be careful in the car and make sure if you are going out and you are going to get drunk, make sure you are 2 or 3, just in case, so that at least somebody can, somebody will watch over you while you are drunk sleeping. So this is what I want to share with you, and just know that Ghana is going to be fun. Come to Ghana with a free mind and just be careful, and you are going to have fun. Trust me. When you see me in town, just holler me. Just say this will take a few seconds. I'll respond. We'll meet in town. So yeah, peace.